I do believe we're live. So I'll say indeed and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. What a dear pleasure it is to have you here, right here again on this little slice of conscious evolution. It is time for us to start thinking about moving. Part of me wants to keep this microphone on myself. There's a microphone there as well. So even if I do this, you should still be able to hear me fine. That should stay, right? Right? Right. I have this device that needs to play medias. So I'll turn on this machine. Do I want to put it preferably for myself? Yes, I do want to. Let's see if I can figure it out. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it this way. At least not easily. Yo, I might be asking a bit too much, but I did it. Might have some stability issues. Hey, is that your van? Jeeps, you can feel her lovins. So nice. All right. This is kind of going to be like home base for me. I'll come back here if I'm tired and stuff. Yo, Sam. Sam, you got a crown next to your name. Wow. How'd that happen? You got 25 XP? I think they changed something. And top fans. You're one of the top fans. You got crown? Let's see if Jovan sends a message, she get crown too. Maybe she have crown too. I don't know if it's gonna be like by the fuck. Yeah, look, crown too. You see, a new crown too. Whoa, what's that fancy purple hat? You got numbered. You got crown. You have crown too. And whoever is gonna come next is gonna have crown 3. I appreciate you, friend. I don't know what's happening. Thinks the good old Google have something new. Both of you have 50 XP. I think you get 25 XP for every message you send. It seems like they're trying to gamify the comment section a little bit more. I'm all for it, Google. I like game. I like playing game. I can play game. I can do. I do, however, have to start getting ready to actually move. Can't just be standing around thinking about moving and stuff. If you comment, you will become top fan, I think. I don't know if it works for everybody, or does it only work for the people that have been around? Send more comments to figure it out. I don't know if you can see the top fans button, but I can click on the top fans button on my screen, and then it shows me exactly who has the most XP. There we go, Jovan just became top fan. Look at that, because she sent 3 messages. That's how it works. Literally, 25 extra XP. And Jovan is 100% accurate. It is Wiggle Wednesday. You know what happens on Wiggle Wednesday? We wiggle. Wednesdayly. It's like actually cold here. There's a breeze. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. There's that breeze just like over me non-stop, and I'm freezing. My body is cold. I need to start dancing to get hot again. That's totally what's gonna happen. Directly after this Dyna Vap has vapped its Dyna. I just turned it back off again. Oops. We make mistakes sometimes. Sometimes we make mistake. Talking about. Wait. This thing sounds like it's trying to hijack my sister's phone. Let's get this one out. La, la la, la 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 la. The wind is cold. I really don't like. Ooh, a new retro track. This track is 1 day old. It's called Reception 165, so it might be fast. If it is uncomfortably fast, excuse me, I might change it again. Ah. But it doesn't seem to be working for me. Unless it does. There we go. The wind is still so cold. Please, Mr. Wind, can you stop? Wind says nah. I need to put this device down as well. I don't know what to expect at all. This track is new. Only like 700 or something people have listened to it. Jeez. I don't know if I like that. Nah. Actually, nah. I thought about it, but nah, actually. Yeah, so it's really, I'm freezing here. Here comes the doggos too. They're also probably freezing. That's why they're running around, crazy peoples. Today's flower gonna have pretty colors. Oh yeah, it's gonna be nice sharing all of them. Where's the blue towel? I should go and get it. PMT. Unironically, it would be nice right now, but we're gonna be moving first. Top Who. I don't feel like I know this guy's music right from sight. Only like I'm gonna be 888th play on this track. Let's hear if it's good. It seems very uniform. Let's see. I have my doubts. Maybe it's good. Again, too fast. I don't mind fast, but I don't want gullos. I want doop 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 doop. Run it back. A Koa track. Let's see. This one is also 6 days old, so new since the last time we danced. I don't know why I keep wanting to find good tracks. I think it's more authentic for me to dance to a track I haven't heard before. Even though it might be bad. This one also has thick wave lines, but we'll give it a try. This one's gonna be too fast. I can already tell. All of these tracks feel like they're up to like 155 or 165 BPM. Maybe I'm gonna get thrown, but that sounds very fast, right? Right? Here it comes. Yeah, it's whoa, too fast. No, please. No, please stop. No, oh no, please. Yeah, there should be no stop. I said stop it. There should be some sort of time allocated to me actually picking a track before I ever get here, but alas, sometimes you have to see the other side. All right, you have to see the fact that it takes some struggle to get past Headroom. This is a South African artist. But this is a whole festival set. I don't know if I feel that. The wind is still coming past me. See that? There's another way. Yeah, there you go. It's just like coming whoosh, 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 over and over and over me. And it's so freaking cold. It's just like getting like hugged by ice. Please, I want to dance. I really do. I'm just gonna play some of the tracks that I've already liked. Feel like I'm cheating a little bit, but we'll make it work. We love Wednesdays. Yeah, Adam Adamson. That's right. It's gonna be Wednesday time. But it takes some to get there sometimes. I don't know if I want to play the new one. Sometimes I just want to hit this randomize button and see what comes. This is a scary track. We'll do another one. This one is... This is the one. Fine. I did like this one. So I ain't got no excuses.
There's no place your empty heart can run. I'm in phase, right on track. Too late, no time for turn back. Yeah, I'm losing my feet, get off of my feet. I'm afraid of losing all. Never getting back
Still not happy, yo. I feel unsatisfied. Big rest. This one better? I'm sorry. I know I'm being DJ half track, but I'm cold. I'm cold. I want something to like start getting this warmth churning inside my chest. Is this gonna be it? Let's see. Mr. Adam Adams, #1 Thanos.
Face rolls when I run it back, yeah. 30,000 people in here on my beat. He got some people in London, Wembley. He got some people on my rifle and I'm just getting warmed up. Bipolar, catch me with red when it's Stockholm, they room cafe, keep my drink on. And all the pretty women hit the hookah, yeah. All of them sweet, I sold them. Now they full, they can't, they won't, they never will.
Stop the fire.
They can't, they won't, they never will.
Stop the party. Can't stop the party. There's always somewhere a party is going on. Right? Think about a perpetual party on planet Earth. What the fuck? Woo! Jump up.
They can't, they won't, they never will. Stop the party, stop the party, stop the party, stop the party, stop the party. They can't, they won't, they never will. Stop the party, stop the party, stop the party. What the fuck? Ain't nobody la fiesta, don't stop the party. Ain't nobody la fiesta, don't stop the party. Don't stop, don't stop the party. Don't stop the party.
Indeed. There's one more drop coming, I think. We're not out just yet. All right. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Something familiar, some new grooves. I'm out of breath. My heart rate is up to 140. We're producing heat now. Very short, and I can't remember this one at all. Yeah, that gap. It's about the silences too, you know?
Sempre advertimos as pessoas para não tomarem LSD se não estivessem bem preparadas, se não estivessem especificamente preparadas para saírem de si. Não tome se não tiver uma pessoa muito experiente como você para te guiar, e não tome se não estiver preparado para ter a perspectiva de você mesmo e da sua vida mudada drasticamente. Porque você vai ser uma pessoa diferente e deve estar preparado.
Here he cometh. Any second now. Here he comes. It's gonna make poof poof.
Você vai ser uma pessoa diferente e deve estar preparado.
Minha consciência é assunto meu.
I agree. That is a good place to transition to the next one. This track is called Pearl Harbor. It's not 4th of July yet, but it feels apt. Feels apt. I can't remember saving this track, TBH. But there's the jet planes. It has a big old build-up. There we go. Build-up cut a little bit short. There's still more build-up though. I hope this is good. I do remember saving this track, but it was such a long time ago. don't know if I'm as attached to that track anymore. Dance or die. Why these tracks are very intense. I have been noticing that about my music. Here comes, this one's coming fast. No long build up today. Maybe I'm capping. Somewhat build up. You think you can come to my party and escape unscathed? You think this? You think this? Can't remember this drop at all. I got so much. What's the word you look for in English? We call it themies in Afrikaans. It's like being picky. I have like maximum pickiness, like play noises for like 16 bars. Let's go. It's probably more than that even, Joe. It's like, yeah, I get all the build up. But this one too, I feel like I'm getting like big old tracks. Let's see what's next. Ooh. As you know, this is the exact track that I needed to listen to, because just before I went live, I saw Gary Lee post onto his YouTube, what do you call it? Like status, his YouTube status, like just like sending a message out into your YouTubeosphere. He sent just randomly Om Namaya Shiva. Or Om Namaya Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Yeah, that's the one. Om Namah Shivaya. And this track is made by an artist called Shivax. Or Shiva X. And it's about getting funky. You get funky? Everybody dance now. I think. Does it have an everybody dance now vibe? Yeah. 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 This is gonna be our last one, I think. Try and make it count. We haven't been doing a lot of dancing. Hey! There still be thorns out here, yo. Step light. I'm so picky. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. Right, like these are all my tracks. I'm supposed to be having a good time. I had this whole thing recently though, where I had this intrinsic feeling that as technology continues to progress, I will be enabled, empowered, if you will, to be able to make and then proceed to dance to my own music. And I don't know if it's like one of those things where the music that I'm feeling right now is not the music that I'm hearing right now. And it's messing with me. How about this one? An all-in-one track. Windy Wiggle Wednesday. skip to bass drop. Why does music sometimes not hit the way it usually does? Neurochemical makeup has a lot to do with it, right? Like wherever it is you are mentally influences the way you hear things. And sometimes I might be feeling something like that. I don't mind that. Yeah. We got some tribal sounds in there. Fine, I'm sold. Fine. This is the track. The last one we're dancing to. Let's dance indeed. No more adieus. I need to move. You ready? Here we go, no actually. Now we're gonna dance. Woo! Here we go again. Yeah, little bop, boom, bop, big double bop. Do. I got picked out. Can't get me that easily. Not twice at least. Is that it? No, there's more. Is that a Kristen? that it? I think that should be it. No, there's more. It's one more big old beat. We'll get it. And then we'll sit down and take a moment and calm it down a little bit. I already know what to expect. We've done it. It's been did. Give me a second to go and get another cushion. And I'll sit down. I'm doing some housekeeping down here. Adam, PMT, hello, Azanas. It's nice having you. Sending your big blessings and love for your day. We're getting ourselves short-legged. Excuse the sounds. Whew. There we go. All right. Sorry. There we go. Is that a good shot? Whew. My body is still being heated from the inside, but at some point I'm gonna start losing energy again. Maybe I'll go and get a blanket then. Damn, look at all the fam here. Tooth and Louisiana and Kristen and Jovan and Sam. We just need a pojo. But we got a PMT and Adam Adamson too though. So it's pretty full indeed. And a hoopy. How could I forget? Day of fam togetherness. It's nice having you friends here. I still need to catch up with myself. Little Burby just landed next to me. Hey. Hey, Burby. Flies away again. To be able to fly like a little Burby. Must be nice. And yet, we find ourselves here for a reason, don't you think, Morgan? Today's whole stream topic is about the fact, the fractal that we are where we're supposed to be. All right, right now and in this moment, you are exactly where you're supposed to be. And it can be a little bit hard to believe that sometimes. Sometimes you find yourself in unfortunate circumstances. Sometimes you find yourself uncomfortable. And yet, if not for those unfortunate circumstances, if not for that discomfort, you would not be pushed into the next chapter of your life. I've been feeling so balanced and grounded in just the state of friends being nice to each other. That too, but I've been grounded in the state of quiet cooperation. 2 days ago, we did a stream on patient cooperation. But patience and silence can be synonymous. He could play the same role. If you are in this amount, if you are in this moment, it's because the universe decided your muchness was required. Yes. Things are going okay. Bless. Friend saying hi to Morgan too. So much love. Yeah, that's right. What Sam just said. My favorite way of depicting that message is the fact that if you were not here in this right that is now, then there would be this you-sized hole in the universe, unfillable by anything but the you-sized hole that you left behind. Only you can fill that hole. Only you fit that puzzle piece. You are that puzzle piece in the fitting of the wholeness. Yes. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hope you're doing well. Moon Knight, I'm doing better every single day. I'm doing better than I was doing yesterday. And I'll be doing even better tomorrow. Just getting some dusty bits out to here. This thing is very well made. But I'm curious to see how long it lasts. You friends will see with me. If I start to complain, do like, how long did it last though, Melt? Before you started complaining about this thing that's inexplicably going wrong or something. Thanks, Moon. So much love. It's interesting to see this new XP system that the comment section has. Allows me to see your friends' top fanedness, whoever like basically commented the most during the duration of the stream. I've been using the Dynav app with the water pipe adapter and it's so smooth. It's amazing. I actually saw that and I haven't used a water adapter to actually run the vapor through the water itself, but I have made the equivalent of a gravity bong. You friends saw that on stream at one time. I would posit that feeling of uselessness arise when you are not leaning into your muchness as much as you should. Yeah. What Sam says is sometimes a tough pill to swallow. Another way to reframe it is responsibilities. You got some responsibilities, right? And it is to be the muchness that you are. It's to stand up for your authenticity, even if that is something that is difficult for other people to tolerate. I'm thinking to myself, so many things. Many things are being thought. There was a conversation between me and my dad again today. That doesn't happen a lot these days. And it's kind of the way that I have made it. Right? There's a lot of intention behind just like a lot of quietness. But today there was a moment where I felt maybe this was the time to speak the thing that I felt. And it was the same. Even though I came from a place of articulation. Apparently, it helps to say what it is you want to say before you say it. Apparently. Or at least the intention with which you want to say something. Another way to frame it, no, making people feel bad about it is the only way they recognize that shit has to change. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, there's a certain level of, what's the word I'm looking for? Weight behind behind potential consequences to not doing something. You know? You ever spend some time worrying about stuff? Yeah? Well, you're here anyway. And time is going to pass nonetheless. So you can do the things that need be doing, that need be done, and you can worry about it nonetheless, while slowly but surely doing something that you have control over. Or the alternative is that you can worry so much that you do nothing, and then time passes anyway. And you'll find yourself there, where it is you're supposed to be. Right? And supposed to is a pretty loaded word. I don't know how you feel about the word supposed to. You're supposed to this and this. Right? Creates a certain feeling inside of the being. Supposed to what? Supposed to nothing. Spits on the ground. That's supposed. But sometimes there are some supposes. All right, and it helps. Time has the ability to change everything only if you're willing to do so. Time is a human construct, like taxes. It doesn't need to be relevant if we don't want it to be. It's our invention. We can choose not to use it if we like. Yeah, same thing like money. Right? But it's one of those things where it's really convenient. It's really convenient that me and you use the same time system. Because as a result, you get to entrust that I know how to read time. And even though you have daylight savings and stuff, which is not my fault, thank you very much, I show up around the same time every day. And because of that synchronicity, me and you get to be here in this togetherness, in the everyday that it allows, with our ability to read time as we do. All right? So it's one of those things where, yes, at first, it's an illusion, right? Technically, money isn't an illusion either, for the same reason that time isn't an illusion anymore. It's because it's one of those things where even if we abolished, right, let's say, as Sam said, we decide collectively, you know what? I'm not going to use this time thing anymore. It's going to be like a year at most, right? A couple of weeks probably. At least. Yeah, maybe even days of people being like, yeah, we tried that. That was an experience, having not time and stuff, but let's, like, I'm thinking about that Rick and Morty universe where they went to like the Purge planet. And then they like saved people from the Purge planet. And then the people just basically went right back to establishing a kind of purge system. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing to ourselves? That's why I am a very big proponent. I'm a technologist, after all. I believe that the technologies that have been developed by our species, right, and it just takes you going and looking at what is going to be some of the things that actually helps carry us out of the predicament we're in, especially as it relates to where we're supposed to be financially, All right, ratios. Looking at those ratios, and then the ratios are like big concern, man. Like blinking out of sync, looking at those numbers, man. Like, oh no, oh no. So yeah, it's like we have invented money. Some point it was beads, seashells. Some point it was big old boxes of coins, gold and silver. At some point it was pieces of papers issuing value of the equivalent. At some point it was gold-backed currencies where we had some sort of certainty that the currency that was being issued to us could be redeemed for a determinable amount of gold. And then we abandoned that. And then we even took away the ability for fiat currencies to be exchanged into precious metals at all. And then we really fucked up. Oh, jeebs, the last like 54 years, the last 55 years, 54 years, we really like just stopped following the rules conventionally. And because of all of that stuff, we had to figure out something differently. All right, we had to make a new plan. And it's interesting to notice how the powers that be, right? Again, this is also like public information. This is public information, but it's not publicized. The powers that be, the financial systems that be, are already like adopting the new wave of technology as fast as they're humanly possible of doing, right? They're like speed running it. They're just waiting for regulatory clarity at this point so they can do more. Every single one, and I don't say this lightly, seriously, every single one of the big tech companies, the Microsofts, the Googles, are going to be issuing their own, like stable USD type of currencies, save themselves absorbent amount of fees. And then it's just going to be, a matter of time until everything kind of moves that way. Having a banking system that is actually always online, always accessible, always liquid. That's a big deal for a lot of people. Like the American banking system is so bad. I like, unironically, South Africa's banking infrastructure, or at least their way of doing things, might be better laid out for the actual consumers than American infrastructure, right? Like we can, for example, directly on, if you have a bank account, directly on your app for that bank, on your account, you can go on that account and you can send money to any other account, right? In South Africa. I know America, you have to have like secondary apps like Venmo or something like that to be able to send money to another person. Like that boggles my mind. It doesn't make any sense to me. All right, so again, right, it's like this L1 and L2 kind of situation. And it's a very much like, at least in my mind, this feeling of, I don't know if stagnation is the right word. It has a kind of like stagnation vibe to it. Dismayed, unenthusiastic, uninspired kind of vibe to where it is, the people that are making money, again, the people that are looking for return on investment, right? How they're seeing things. It's like we have saturated. Oh, it's a pretty bird. See if I can show it to you. Wondering if he's gonna come around the corner. Hey, pretty bird. Blue iridescent Burby. I hope that he comes around that corner. There he dips. You see it on the other side. There it goes. Me, not a good shot, but you saw that burpee anyways. Lapses recommended. People who are suffering, at some point, they have to realize that time's flying away. If they don't feel, if they don't heal, they would be able to live every moment that's left. Why now, Melt? Why not finish the story now? Please do give me more reminders, Dreamtooth. What story are you talking about? I'm also curious. I don't know if I started telling a story and then got off track. It might be the case. I am trying to stay very open in this moment to receive what it is I'm feeling. You are where you're supposed to be, right? That's the thing that I'm thinking about as it relates to all of the things that I've discussed so far. Is that we, right now and in this point in our history, are in the part of the story where things are actively changing. And that can be very scary, admittedly. It's very scary to imagine things changing in a way that you could not have predicted. However, on the other side, there is also extreme opportunity, especially as it relates to just your ability to know the contrast of being. Right? I'm imagining 20 years past, 20 years past. We find ourselves in that future. It's the year 2045. There are people 20 years old, right? At that point, people born today. And the world they live in have completely adopted blockchain technologies, the medical systems, the housing, the vehicle ownership, everything is on the blockchain, right? So there is a verifiability and authenticity to every single transaction. If you have insurance, every single one of your insurance points is stipulated. If you go to a doctor, as soon as that doctor renders their service and that service is confirmed, there is an automatic, right, execution of contract. Funds gets deposited into that doctor's bank account, right, or whatever. Can you read me from Quran? I'm sure there's a bunch of me's in the Quran. Gaming Quest. Yeah. It really is a fractal. Having seen what things were like in the before times. We're still in the before four times. Right? We're not, as a species, quite caught up to where we are technologically. In other words, the level of technology we have access to, the capability we have to manipulate our reality, right, even down to our DNA, our biology, and our mind's grasp on what that means, the reality of the situation, is completely disconnected. That gap is very wide. Fascinates me to imagine what will happen when everybody catches up. I wonder if it will have to be done technologically. If you friends have seen the new Black Mirror episode called Playthings, Playthings to me is the best depiction of what I imagine AI Singularity to look like. But I don't know if it's possible the way they depicted it. There's a part of me that goes into the whole science fiction fractal of it's possible because they say so, right? And then there's a part of me that wants to almost believe in that possibility as it relates to the infinity. Infinity is so large that if there are things in this world, like a sequence of sounds, that could literally upgrade the programming that my mind runs on right? My brain is a computer, and the internal instincts and pettiness of humanity that I run as my base code can just be wiped. Reinstalled. And you know what the biggest thing is? I feel like we wouldn't even have to change that much. And maybe that could be the thing that could scare you as well, is like imagining being changed to the point of unrecognizability, where you literally become another person. I don't think you'd have to. I just think the part of you that would have to change is the part of you that believes scarcity is a thing. And there's this weird duality in me that exists, right? Especially as it relates to, blockchain technology. Because in that, especially the ones that I believe have value, there is a scarcity intrinsic to those systems, right? That is what gives it value. And I don't know if it is going to happen that way, where us creating something truly scarce will make it more and more apparent, will make it more and more clear that everything in reality, everything in comparison, is very abundant, right? Extremely so, in fact. And I really do hope that that is the shift that happens. I can see that happening in some ways. And then again, the other one of like having our brain's codes updated to the point where we cease to believe that scarcity is even a real thing. I don't know if we can do that. I had this conversation with a friend. He is an actuary, right? Studied actuary. And of course, he works in the financial world. And we were having a conversation. And it came to this point of talking about post scarcity. And I could see him visibly confused. He looked at me like he didn't understand what I was saying, right? Like I was speaking some sort of gibberish sounds. And I go, post scarcity means that we as a society progress, transition into a worldview where we cease to believe scarcity is a real thing. And again, in the Star Trek universe is the kind of idea of a post scarcity civilization, right? Scarcity has ceased to be a thing for the most part in the Federation because they have matter synthesizers, something that can, on a molecular level, assemble atoms in whatever unique way it needs to be assembled. Do we need that to move post scarcity? I believe robots, solar, geothermal, wind, nuclear, batteries, given enough time, can make things equally as magical, right? In the same way that it seems magical that something can just assemble atoms right in front of you, it's kind of magical that machines, robots, super intelligences can do that without your intervention as well. What do you know about what your dad studied? My dad is a mining engineer. He studied engineering in the field of mining. I don't know if I can give you more information than that. He builds mines. I'm interested in the whole MeltMore unfolding. I appreciate that, bro. The MeltMore unfolding will happen ideally forever. That is the way that I am manifesting. The MeltMore that is right now, that is the flesh that you see, might cease to be, but I hope MeltMore as a thing continues indefinitely. And as my technology catches up with me, I'll start pulling the technology with more momentum forward. Slowly but surely we'll get there. No human can entirely be unfolded. Everyone has a story to say. Every story has a dark past. Every dark past has a secret, and every secret is not meant to be unfolded. Is there any secrets that I'm holding? None that I can feel really matter to me, if that makes any sense. It's more this matter of, again, suffering. It's like suffering is when you want for things to be differently. And when you want for things to be differently, you experience what I call, what I believe is suffering. Right? It's the state of dissatisfaction, the state of like, oh, can something happen? Something change? Something is not right now, right? Like that's the soul being not at peace. Okay, it's not real duality, your comparison. What do you know about what your dad studied? There we go, mining engineering. And in Star Trek, I'm here, what? How about Star Trek? Post-scarcity, we're talking about post-scarcity. Star Trek is the most beautiful depiction, at least in my mind, of post-scarcity. I get that about unfolding forever melt and moon. I agree, everyone doesn't have to know everything about anyone. Yeah, not even just that, but it's like a fractal of almost like, again, control. Is that we do sometimes unconsciously or consciously try to control the way people see us. And I don't know if that is bad. I think that's pretty human of all of us. We are very vast dualities of experience. And as our friends have said, and as all of us know, and all of the philosophers have taught, there is a shadow side to our experience. My shadow side is like, the way I see it is like basically the 7 deadly sins, right? Sloth, sitting, gluttony, just eating bunches and bunches. Rage, playing games that enrage you, for example. All of those states of me are the states of me that I believe are dark, right? And again, there is this weird understanding as well of like repression, where you can repress all of those parts of yourself, all of those shadows, and you can almost like pay the consequences for doing that, or you can integrate. You can see how wanting to take a break, right? Wanting to just sit on the couch and eat a bag of chips or whatever can be slothful and gluttonous, right? But that's what you want to do right now. And I feel like, again, if there is that mindfulness and intention behind it, it changes the whole judgment. I think judgment, like that, weirdly enough, judgment and guilt, those are the two biggest things that I've been thinking about as like, what's the word I'm looking for? Enemies? Enemies feels a little bit strong. Opposition, right? Those are the two forces of opposition in my life. Specifically, that onto myself. I think definitely there is some of that to be said about being a person and making someone else feel guilty or casting judgment onto someone else. I am capable of doing that too. But it does definitely start from yourself, right? Like I cast judgment and make myself feel guilty about things way more than I've ever done that to someone else. Right? And again, it's like relationship with food kind of things. It's like that's such a big part of our lives. Like we have to have a relationship with food because if we don't eat, we die. Right? So it's not like you can just not have that relationship. Some relationships, you can just be like, you know what? I'm not fit for this relationship. I'm going to not be in it. that relationship is one you're in for life. And especially in the world we're living in right now, where we we grew up in a reality where food was already engineered for hyperpalatability, engineered to give you something nice to eat, but give you absolutely no nutritional value. So you stay on a fundamental level hungry. So you end up overeating. It really is stark how much has changed. Our population is no longer indefinitely growing. How about that? You ever think about that? It's like we have built so many systems around certain ideas and certain assumptions. And many of those assumptions and ideas, unfortunately, at this point, have proven to be ineffective or just completely wrong. I have faith in the younger generation. Somewhat. Somewhat. I have a little bit of faith in the younger generations. Dubs. There's an episode of Lower Decks. I checked Lower Decks too, actually, where the Cariatus Ceratos crew. Ceratos is probably the right way. I like how I'm like, yeah, I watched Lower Decks, instantly mispronounces the ship name. Ceratos crew helps a planet clean up after their scarcity society, and it's an interesting peek into that time exactly. If you ever try, hi mama, welkom terug. Mooi parels, baie gepareld. Van ver af zien. Parels, hij is niet een parel nu. Half om zijn vinger, maar niet op om zijn oor nie. Is hy parels? Oh, okay. Well, like klein pareltjies daar rondom gaan. Oh, okay. Yeah, mom is showing her outfit. Styling. I'm like commenting on all of her pearls. Pearls galore. Yeah. Are they real pearls?
Yes, these are.
Which ones?
These.
Wait, these ones.
Dis 'n morbie. Those.
Can I do the teeth thing?
Yeah.
This is like one of the weird things about. Is this a real pearl?
Dis 'n morbie.
Mobby?
Ja, daai is nie, daai se krul, jy kan hom.
Does this one do it?
Dis 'n krul.
This is apparently the way you tell.
That's smooth.
Also, I don't get the sensation that I'm supposed to be getting. Maybe I've just grown immune. Ah! No, I've not grown him. This is, yeah, that is what I was looking for. It's like it assaults your teeth. Feels like, yeah. Sandpaper is a almost like soft description.
Yeah.
It's like sandpaper that discovers your teeth and then suddenly like wants to go to work. It's like, I'm gonna get to it as fast as possible. Feels like something starts drilling into you. Very nice, my mom. Yeah. Did you know that? Did you know you can test pearls like that? Some wisdoms. Scared society. Yeah. If I ever try to start a new life, keep distance from people. How? No, the graveyard doesn't matter how close they were. I don't know what that means. My silent retreat taught me a lot. There's so much noise out in the world and in our minds, but we're all just unique people working through our own stuff, our own karma, if you will. Yeah. Moon, can you clarify? I'm not sure I understand that. Yeah, I was so confused. Most people are doing the best they know how. When there's a clash in logic, it's easy to feel the urge to over-explain, but at the end of the day, no one owes anyone an explanation. Those secrets are one's own path to resolve within themselves. Exactly. I think it's like one of those things where It's like, again, let's just go back to the food thing. If I could tell you the amount of gluttonous, what do you call it, binge eating sessions I've had, right? And if there was like film of my gluttonous binge eating sessions, right, the image you would have of me would probably be significantly worse. All right, the image I would have of myself would be significantly worse, and it is that kind of thing. It's like this relationship you have to have with your secrets, and like realizing, what it is that where it is. I think even better, your judgment is coming from. Melt everything about in effective surrounds. Know the air in my lungs is fine, thank you. The ground holds my butt fully. Rapid, I mean to say, when you decide to start a new life, keep distance from people who know about your past, who know about your weakness, who know about your mistakes. So keep distance from them. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you. Cute, gorgeous mom. So much love. Mom wearing all those pearls like she came out of a Poe Lanner all fruit commercial. I don't get the reference, but I love that you made one. Whatever this is, surely it's because of God's will be done. Amen. I hope this explains the conundrum. Peace is with you, my friend. Thank you. Peace be unto you too. Question coming. No, testing. I have not read the Quran. I'm not reading the Quran right now. Jarud, Shiak. Hey to you too. Was not. Gezondheid. Meld, image is like a relationship to judgment. Well put. Image is like a relationship to judgment. Absolutely. You like that? I'm happy that it resonates with you too. Yeah. It's it's hard to untangle in your own mind all of those built-in self-assessments, right? It's like trying to undo your entire upbringing kind of vibes. It's like gonna have a little bit of a hard time doing that. It's gonna be difficult. I'm getting cold finally. The heat is now finally subsiding from your bodies, just in time for us to see flowers. How lucky. 1717 on the clock, 74 on the battery perceptus, 24 on that one. Take the color off. It's not a good look on a free man. This, the color, this is as tight as it is because if I don't make it tight, it goes flying up against and into my teeth and face, bro, because I dance like a madman. All right. And this crystal is one that I chose at the very first festival that I ever went to. I had a 50 Rand, which is like $2.50. I had $2.50 in my hand, and like a little kid, I went to a tuck shop. But instead of snacks, they sold crystals. And amongst all of the crystals, there were big old clear ones, big old quartz crystals with little mushrooms on top. But amongst all of them, I saw this little one. It's called crystal quartz. It's still a quartz crystal, coral crystal quartz. That's the word I'm looking for. It's still a quartz crystal, but it has that almost like coral kind of texture to it. And it's been with me, bro. This crystal has seen more than most people. This crystal has been to different countries, different continents. This crystal has been into the middle of the jungle, next to rivers. This crystal has been to the top of massive, logic-defying skyscrapers, staring out over China. This crystal has seen some stuff. And I believe, this is the woo-woo in me, that this crystal, before it was found by human hands, was just laying there. Getting to see the same POV indefinitely. And then as soon as a person picked it up, it suddenly had the ability to see reality from a different point of view. And I get to take it with me to see mine. I appreciate your concern. My body, my accessorizing choices. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Wow, that's a super inappropriate comment testing. I accept. I accept. Everybody have their own perceptions, their own judgments that they make. And I can receive ye judgment and I can share my perspective. I'm more than willing to, in fact. All creation have no good or evil in them, crystal or Jesus, etc. All tests come from Allah. Allah made the crystals too, did he not? I'm just being like, sick work, Allah. That's some pretty sick stuff. I like this little piece you made so much. I'm gonna keep it with me. That's cool, dude. That's a pouch, all right? And I made the part that's up top. I replaced the string recently, actually. Completely cut off the old one and put a new fresh one on, right? Do that every now and then as well to make sure it stays as clean as it can. I try. I should try harder, but I try. I try sometimes. I can try. I can make for some try. Really is an experience. Trying to learn what it is you're comfortable with. It is something that sometimes causes me discomfort, admittedly, right? Especially if I want to lay down on my face, which you're technically not supposed to do, right? Then I have to go like, do like a sideways, like a. I'm not even joking. This is how I sleep sometimes. Works for the most part. Yeah. At this point, as well, since we're now talking about the synchronicities that we assign, it's also like a voice chakra amplifier. Here it is. Blue triangle. It's giving me superpowers, bro. Do you have any superpowers? Better get yourself some crystal so you can get superpowers too. I put clear quartz I received from a very dear friend under my pillow. There you go. That's some good stuff. It has no consciousness or power. Leave it in your house or wear it as a ring. I wear silver. And I got like an open finger here that's gonna get populated soon. All right, this is a gift from mom for my birthday recently. Also a piece of silver. All right, I don't really know if I want to wear gemstones. Unless they're encased in silver. That's the melt logic behind the crystal I gave you. There's more logic behind it. Stay tuned. There is as much love imbued in everything, as much love as you imbue in everything. You got the power. We mean good, no harm. Love is true. I'm still thinking about what I want to do with a Joe. It's living on my coffee table at the moment. Yeah, have you tried the tea? So I know what you're talking about, I believe. Sam and Joe. When Joe was here with me in the final garden that we had together, we picked up some of the crystals that were in the garden. And one of those crystals got shared with Sam. And I believe Joe tried to share with Sam all of the ways I believe about these crystals and the perspectives they get to have. And in me talking about it, Joe echoed that sentiment to Sam. And now we are where we're at. Yeah, have you tried the tea? Man, I don't have a tea ball. I have to get one. Absolutely. I think they should. I wanted to say, I think they should be on Amazon, and then I could hear Sam screeching from afar. I hope it's super tasty and soothing. Now, Sam, get a cup with bottom button that drains it into your cup. Hoopy, if someone were to gift me something like that, I'd enjoy the shit out of it. That is so nice. Do Deuteronomy, the virtue of humanity. Thank you, Moses, for your work. That moment when Moses does the thing of the stick. I love that. That was my best part. That was my favorite part, at least. I like having a stick. I do. Not like that. I'm talking about an actual like walking stick. And having a walking stick that I could like smack against a rock and water comes out of it, bro, I would lose my mind. I would I would just go and like live in mountains and stuff. Smack a random rock, get some water flowing, be set up. Just that would be so fun. And read and fill your cup. God says, ask and you shall receive. Abundance. Just another of God's creations. You want to see some more? Here we go with some green. Got some thickums on the green. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you go greens. Yeah, some creatures living in there. Promise we already have abundance. Yeah. So when I say I saw abundance, or I received abundance at least, I closed my eyes and the first thing I saw was actually this shape. Where is it? This kind of shape. All right. This kind of shape that was like coming down in my mind's eye. And then in the middle of it, it kind of consolidated into circles. And then those circles, choop, 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 became that flower of life pattern in my mind's eye. And I was like, yep, bet. That is some flower of life right there. Aw, show of the heart eyes. Makes me happy to make happy. See something pretty. You ever see something like that? Little techno flame. All right. And then it has a piece of writing attached to it. I know what I know. I can only know so much. Right? And because of what I know, there might be a certain amount of knowing that both of us have. I'm talking to you directly now. And I feel the knowing that we hold in this moment. And the deep way we get to continue to breathe despite all we know. So let's read this poem, shall we? Thank you, Dream Tooth, for becoming a melter. You're the dude, bro. You a dude. You're so cool. I love you. I appreciate you for the way you show up, man. I know what I know. It goes. It's not bravado. Not certainty in the surface sense. It's older than that. Quieter. Buried deeper than my name. There is a place inside me that simply knows. Not everything, but enough. It doesn't shout, it doesn't argue, it doesn't care if it's understood. It's just there, watching, waiting, nodding, slowly like it's seen this all before. I've learned to stop doubting that place. I've tried. Oh, I've tried to second guess it, outthink it, prove it wrong with logic or fear or someone else's voice. But it keeps standing, keeps glowing in the dark like a coal that won't go out no matter how many storms I drag it through. I know what I know. I know the path is not random. I know the pull I keep feeling is not a mistake. I know that the work I haven't finished yet still wants me. And I know that I am the one meant to finish it. This isn't belief in the sense of wishing, this is belief as remembering, as recognizing myself each time I fall and still get up carrying the same fire. No one outside of me can name this. No one outside of me has seen what I've seen through these eyes, felt what I've felt on the inside of every silent decision that no one will ever praise. This is between me and the part of me that never left. That part that still whispers, keep going. Not because you're flawless, because you're true, because you were made to see it through. And I will, because somewhere in me, I already have. And so we loop over and over and over again, continuing into infinities. I appreciate you, friends, for being in this infinity alongside me. It is a pleasure being in this eternity with other beings. I've been in eternities where there's no one else but me. It's exhausting. I think for a cross instead of a triangle. I like triangles. Triangles are pretty radicals. They're pretty cool. Freaking triangles, pretty cool things. Yeah. But I like all the shapes though. I do like them. I thank you for being here with me too. Thank you for joining. I'll see you, friends, tomorrow. I appreciate you. Until we do it again. Goodbye, dear friends. Peace.